Coming up on this episode of Winning Bets is the return of my favorite free fantasy game and a jackpot of $50,000. Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on today's episode. Today's episode is all about the free fantasy games, and we're going to look at the NBC Sports Predictor. This is a game that's been going on for a very long time, but it focuses on the Premier League. Is one of the things at least it focuses on. And obviously the Premier League hasn't been around in the last few months, so it took a break, but it's now come back as the Premier League has come back. And the jackpot is $50,000 here in this game. To get that $50,000, they give you 5 games, and you got to correctly predict the score in all 5 of those games. And if you do so, you'll get that full jackpot prize. They'll also give out a guaranteed dollar amount of $5,000 to the group of people that collect the most points. And the way you can get points of not getting a total score of 50 is you'll still get 10 points for each game that you can predict correctly of the score, and then 4 points if you can just get the result correctly. So, 3 correct scores plus 2 results, you can see that would be 38 points right there. So let's jump right into it. The first contest starts Saturday, 11:30, so that's how long you have to get in your picks. And the first match is West Ham versus Wolves. Look, the Wolves are actually a really good team here. They're fighting for European places next season. Wolves are in West Ham's actually towards the bottom of the table. West Ham here, we've kind of talked about here on previous episodes about how the lack of home fans is having a negative impact on teams' performance. You could actually see a West Ham team that is going to relish playing in front of no spectators, because their fans previous to this, they were booing them for any bad touch, a bad pass. I mean, the fans were really getting on them, and that's because West Ham traditionally is, a middle table, maybe, into that top 10 table team, and they're just not that this season. So the fans have been riding them pretty hard. So you could see a West Ham actually kind of play a little bit more relaxed and freely, and they could enjoy their football a little bit more without the spectators. That being said, Wolves are definitely the best team. As we said, they're fighting for European places, and they're up in the top 6, top 7 of the league in this season. So we're going to go ahead and take the Wolves to win this game 2-0. So Wolves to win 2-0. The next game is on Sunday morning, and it's West Ham versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United will have an advantage in this game because they just played the other day, as opposed to this will be Newcastle's first game coming out after the break. So we've talked about it on other episodes, how it usually takes these teams a game or two to get their legs back under them, get the chemistry, get the form going. Sheffield is definitely going to have that advantage as they already have 90 minutes under their belt. But I do like how Newcastle under Steve Bruce is very defensively in terms of they really, you got to work against Newcastle if you want to score a goal. He has no problem putting all 11 guys behind the ball and playing a very good defensive counter-attacking style of football. So what do I expect in this game, despite Sheffield United maybe having an advantage? I actually see this one being a 1-1 draw. So I've got West Ham, Sheffield United 1-1. The next game on the slate is Aston Villa-Chelsea. Much like Sheffield United maybe having an advantage, Aston Villa will also have an advantage as they just played the other day. But let's be real, Chelsea's definitely the much better team here. I just don't know, though, unfortunately, Chelsea, they waste so many chances in front of the goal. We saw it time and time again. Tammy Abraham and Pedro and Willian. I mean, the guys just miss easy chances, and you combine that with maybe an Aston Villa team that maybe is going to have their chemistry and form back under them, having played 90 minutes. So I just see this game also being a 1-1 draw. So 1-1 there between Villa and Chelsea. The next game is going to be Everton versus Liverpool. Look, we all know Liverpool is the champions elect waiting to be. They're just sitting there basically just needing to play a couple more games to get enough points. Nobody's going to catch them. We all know Liverpool's a champion. Everton is one of these really disappointing teams. You want to talk about a team that really has a lot of good, players. You would recognize the guys' names on the back of the jersey, but they just can't seem to put it together. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I actually like their manager as well, but for some reason, they just can't quite get it clicking. You add that to Liverpool, and they want to wrap up this championship as soon as they can. I know it's the Merseyside Derby, but I'm not expecting Liverpool to concede much here on their goal. So I've got Liverpool winning this game 3-0. At the end of the day, they're relentless, and they're attacking and they're pressing when they don't have the ball. So Liverpool's going to win that one 3-0. All right, in the last game here on this week's contest is going to be Manchester City versus Burnley. Look, Manchester City, we saw them absolutely demolish Arsenal the other night. It ended up being 3-0 in that game. They could have ran that thing up a lot more. I think maybe Pep Guardiola took it easy against his former assistant coach Arteta there in Arsenal. And they even had a man advantage pretty much that entire second half. So that game could have been a lot worse than 4-0. But don't expect just because they did demolish Arsenal, and maybe like I said, it should have been more than 3-0, that this game is going to be a lot more than that. You look at Burnley, yeah, they are worse in the table in terms of Arsenal, but I actually think they're a better team than Arsenal. Look, Burnley just doesn't have the firepower to score games and win them games and even get some draws, where Arsenal actually does have firepower with the Bungiang and Lacazette up top. That's the reason why they've got more points than Burnley. But in terms of defensively, Burnley's tough, physical, strong guys. They're not going to be a pushover like Arsenal was. Manchester City, don't kid yourself, they're still going to dominate this game and win it. I've got Manchester winning this one 4-0. 4-0 Manchester City. So to recap, we've got Wolves, West Ham. I've got Wolves winning 2-0. Newcastle, Sheffield United, that's going to be a 1-1 draw. Aston Villa, Chelsea is also going to be a 1-1 draw. Take Liverpool 3-0 over Everton, and take Manchester City, Burnley 4-0 over City 4-0 over Burnley. All right, as for this game, we'll come back next week and get more of our picks in for next week's challenge, another shot to win $50,000. Otherwise, we'll be back here with another episode real quick where we'll keep giving you winning bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.